Welcome back, my friends, to another Dine and Dash series. Today, we're going to break down the center defensive mid role, and then tomorrow, we are going to go on the field and figure out how to train to the best of our abilities. Let's go. We start with Sergio Busquets because he is our template for an excellent center defensive mid. You must be calm on the ball. You must reset your team. You must play out of pressure, and you must be able to start the attack. If you can possess all of those things, my friends, you will be golden and priceless for your team. So let's take a look at this very first clip. To emphasize how excellent Busquets is, and something that we can all put in our game, is somebody starts to pressure him from behind. He knows all of the space is around him. So the one thing he does is put his body in between the player and the ball. And then now he knows I can spin out. And that's what he does. The guy comes in, he immediately positions himself without a rush. He stays calm the whole time. It's impossible that this guy can teleport in front of him. That would be insane. So it's just not gonna happen. Put your body there and turn out. And now he can start the attack. He plays this pass, I think, to Iniesta maybe. Simply remember, as a defensive mid, when the ball is bouncing, when things are coming, when guys are flying in like this, check the ball, spin out, and then look to see what you can do. Now, as defensive mids, you're probably wondering, where's the defensive part? When can I smash someone? Who do I get to crush? Don't worry. We will go over that. Now, if you haven't seen our Verratti video, Verratti, who has an excellent tackling percentage, somebody who hunts down the ball, check that video out. The link is right down below in the description. What you're going to see now from Busquets is a way for you to keep and stay calm on the ball and play out of pressure. What you're seeing in these clips is he's following a principle that we all know, but that we haven't mastered. He has mastered this. Look at the way that he turns away. The second that there's a challenge coming in, he has the option of kicking it, turning, doing all this stuff. What he does is put his body in between the player and the ball almost all the time. It's like clockwork for this guy. When he has these challenges, the thing that he wants to do is possess the ball. If you want to be this type of defensive mid, you have to master this style, all right? Because what it does is allow him to get the ball under control, get his head up, and now he can play out. One of the other important things for you as a center defensive mid is to get out of pressure. Now, before we get into starting the actual attack, we need to make sure that you guys can get out of trouble. If you check out our 5-minute footballer workout, you'll see that these are the type of skills that we do consistently. It's stuff that you guys have to do every day so you can do it. When the game calls for it, you can just boom and do it. So look at the way that he waits for the players to come in. They dive. All right. Once they dive, he knows where they're coming and he knows where the space is. Those are the biggest things for you as a defensive mid. You have to know your space. You guys have all seen people talk about having your head on a swivel and stuff like this. This isn't that situation. You just need to know where the danger is coming from and where you can get out. He has an understanding of this at all times, and you need to have this. And so look at the amount of times that the V pullback saves him. He knows he can always count on it. And in open space, you guys have to know you have a huge advantage. If you're in the corner, it's a different thing. But as you play in the center of the field with tons of space around you, utilize this. Pull the ball back in and get out. Now here we are at the defensive part. Of course, Sergio Busquets is no stranger to tackles at all. It's just the beautiful part of his game is that it's dominated by his technical ability. If you can possess all these qualities, if you can take what we see here in today's video and start to analyze and watch games with this in mind, you'll start to change your game. All right. So if we pause it right here and have a look at the situation, Busquets has a man. The other two guys on Barcelona have men, right? The action is going on and it's not his responsibility technically. But one of the great things you'll notice, and like we mentioned in the Verratti video, you sniff out danger for the other team. When they don't see things happening, when extra pressure will help you, you have to know and go, boom, I can make this tackle. Watch now as the play goes on. These guys are trying to play a 1-2. Busquets comes in out of nowhere, and before you know it, he's covered some ground in order to make the tackle. These are things that it's hard to teach when to do this, because if you miss, you're out of position. The player that you left, now he's wide open, all right? So you have to be careful, but you have to also start to read when could it be possible? Do these players see me coming? Would they see me coming? If I put pressure, can we win the ball? Those are the questions and things that you have to start analyzing and start watching to see how are these guys doing this with such a good success rate. So to hammer down the point, look at this, because this is a very tough situation for a player to be in. It's a counterattack going against them. The ball pops out. Two guys are starting to go Busquets decides, I'm going to follow my guy. Then he says, well, I don't think he has the ball under control perfectly. Maybe I can go in and win it. And if I can, we're staying in the offensive third. He starts to follow his man, which is exactly what he should do. And then he says, I'm going to take this risk. I'm going to go for the tackle. And he wins the ball, right? These are things that are tough for most players to try and get an understanding with. He's done a really good job of winning this ball. Yes, there are going to be times when you miss. There are going to be times when you screw it up completely, and that's fine. If you win the majority of these, you're going to win the game. You're going to help your team out, and everybody's going to be okay with you taking these sorts of tackles and risks. There's so much more that you can do on the field to get better as an overall player and as a defensive midfielder, and that's exactly what we are going to talk about tomorrow. So we will see you tomorrow on the field. Bring your cleats, show up early, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, comment down below, and we will see you tomorrow, like we said. Peace.